Barn water samples should be taken inside the grow out area, at the end of the drinking line, at the point of the water line, furthest away from the source. One sample should be collected from each water source. In cases where a water source supplies more than one barn, water samples should be taken from water lines in each barn. In systems where a problem is identified, you may need to do follow-up testing throughout the system back to the source at any entry point like medicators and bypasses. Using check valves in the plumbing system helps to ensure that any waterline contamination that does occur at barn level does not flow back to the source and other lines in periods of low pressure. Sampling procedures should be as follows. Label the plastic container designed for water testing with the location of the sample, date, and time, and do not remove the lid. Clean the outside edge of the pipe or outlet with an alcohol wipe. Remove the nipple or outlet and let the water run into a bucket for 10 to 30 seconds. This will remove any stagnant water and debris that might contaminate the sample. Before removing the lid of the container, sanitize hands or put on disposable gloves to open the container and let the stream of water run inside the sample bottle and completely fill it. Make sure to not touch the inside of the lid, the opening of the container, or put the lid down. If this happens, you should find another container and take another sample. Seal the container and put it in a cooler with an ice pack and send it or bring it to a laboratory recognized by provincial health authorities for water testing. The sample should be collected in a special, sterile container that has white powder in the bottom to protect the bacteria being tested. The laboratory you plan to use should be able to supply you with such a receptacle. Without it, samples should reach the lab within 6 hours of sampling and not be held or transported above 10 degrees Celsius for the most accurate results. Mineral and bacterial testing should be done on at least an annual basis, and it is important to know the pH of your water. This sample should be collected in a different container, as the white powder that buffers the microbiology water sample will affect the mineral content of the water sample. Water containing high levels of minerals such as sodium, iron, magnesium, sulfites, and sulfates can result in reduced performance and contribute to the incidence of certain diseases and trigger gut health issues if left untreated. There are differing opinions on the effect of water pH on gut health and bird performance, but it is widely accepted that pH has a direct effect on the efficacy of chlorine as a sanitizer in addition to the solubility of minerals. Bacteriological analysis must include an enumeration of total coliform per 100 milliliters and fecal coliform. Ideally, the sample will have no bacterial growth, but any dust contamination of the sample in the barn will introduce bacteria, which will be detected, but not necessarily from the water. The objective is that no sample contain more than 10 total coliform per 100 millimeters of water, and that none of the coliforms detected are fecal coliforms. You need to request additional testing for Pseudomonas and Salmonella, but the water line should be free of these organisms. If your results are above the acceptable levels, you can consider taking a swab to grow and test any biofilm that has developed in the line. Knowing the predominant organisms in the biofilm and which disinfectant they are sensitive to can help you to clean them out of the system. While testing only need occur every year, sanitation should be an ongoing practice as a part of a comprehensive water management plan. Additionally, special attention should be directed to all open water sources, as they are high risk for transferring pathogens from wild animals and birds to your flock. They must be cleaned on a regular basis, and water must be sanitized ideally with chlorine at a 2 to 4 ppm.